Okay, hey guys, it's Bella and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I have my February plan with me, like my monthly plan with me, and I'm using this kit from Crest Press. So this is the Be Mine February monthly using the artwork from Kittenish Girl, Jess, and I did get the decorative sidebar option in the medium skin tone, and then the rest of the things that I'm showing you are the kit. So that little mini sheet is also included as part of the kit. And I just wanted to flick forward and sort of show my notes page setup. So that was my playlist and sort of monthly reminders. And then I had my currently and my vision board. And then here is how January turned out as well, because I did fill my January spread, I think mid-month. So it did fill up quite a little bit. So yeah, very excited about that. And I did want to mention that I normally share my oh my god, I can't speak. I normally share my music playlists per quarter. So like I would do, January to March as a playlist and sort of share it when I do my quarterly flip through. But because a ton of K-pop songs have been taken off Spotify due to like licensing issues, I don't know if I'll be able to do that, just because, if songs are missing from my playlist, it's kind of a bit, I don't know, off. So I'll have to see about that when we get to it, and also see if things change, because I know some companies have been like re-uploading songs from their artists. So we'll see if that happens. And if not, I don't know, let me know if you would be okay with me maybe just listing them, or maybe doing like an Apple Music playlist instead. I don't know how many people use Apple Music though, so yeah. But otherwise I could probably just list them or do like a talk through because I probably should do like a talk through to make things a lot easier on myself, because sometimes I feel like doing voiceovers makes things a lot harder. Like say for example this kind of spread, I tried to do it like faster, like 2 times speed, and I was either just like sounding really boring or I just didn't have enough time to talk about what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but what I'm doing here, which you can obviously see, I'm just putting down my base, and I do get these kits in the premium mat. I was trying to sort of like make it less sticky so it was easier to put this straight, and I still kind of put it crooked. But I really like how this spread turned out, and obviously these stickers fit almost perfectly in this planner. They do have like a little tiny overhang, but it's nothing too noticeable. This planner is an A5 wide coiled planner from the Penny Pages, which I did purchase this on her Etsy page. I don't know if she still has her Etsy page. I think she does. And then I think she's made like a separate standalone site as well. So I'll have to look into that and sort of fix the links down below. But I'll make sure to have that shop linked as well as Crest Press, which I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I do want to try and use Crest Press monthlies for the entire year of 2021 if I can. So that's very exciting. So what I'm doing here, I'm just writing down all of my bills, just to get that out of the way, which my monthly spreads always look a little full, but I feel like that's mainly just because I put in my bills, I put in my driving lessons, and I also put in like music releases, like K-pop releases. So that kind of fills up most of my spread. I really don't have like a lot of plans, which is also why I feel like when I was trying to do this voiceover the first time, I was kind of like, well, what do I talk about? Because it's most of it, which is kind of like, and I marked this, and I marked that, and this happened, but it wasn't really like this happened, because I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to explain here, but anyway, so on the first I marked in my Etsy bill, which I think for future spreads I'm going to put all my bills first rather than doing it like one by one, just to make it easier, I guess, to get them all out of the way, but I did them one by one in the spread. And then I also marked in starting a new book, because I started reading Concrete Rose, which is the prequel to The Hate You Give, which I loved. The Hate You Give. It was probably one of my favorite reads, because I did finish it last year, but I did buy it like quite a few years prior. Because I started reading it and then I stopped reading it for a period because I kind of lost interest in reading, and then I wanted to get back into reading again. So yeah, and then this year I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do the same goal I had last year, which was 12 books, which last year I made it to 6, which wasn't too bad, because like I said, I'm not that much of an avid reader. I used to be at one point in time, and then I just sort of lost interest in reading, just didn't have the time for it. I don't know. So I am trying to like get back into it, and in an ideal world, I'd like to read, a chapter or two or as much as I can every night, but I haven't really been doing that. I sort of read maybe like 2 or 3 times a week at best. So yeah, I haven't finished the book that I'm reading yet. I'm about, I think, 40-ish of the way, 40-ish% of the way through, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, I do have a Goodreads account if you wanted to know. But yeah, I don't really use it because I'm kind of like a newbie at it. I've only had it since last year, so yeah, anyways. And then I marked in our sort of like 1 week lockdown in my state that we had at the beginning of the month, which thankfully it was only 1 week and nothing longer than that. But yeah, it was all right. So I just used the sort of like what was termed as the vacation strips in the kit. Does anyone call them vacation strips anymore? I don't really know, but that's what we used to use them for. We know when vacations used to be a thing. But anyways, yeah, so I marked in lockdown and then I marked in payday on the 2nd, which that was my last payday from my retail job, which was for like the last week of January, because I used to get paid like the week after, if that makes sense. So yeah, I also marked in a K-pop release that day, which was from 𝚕𝚎𝚗𝚗𝚜, but I didn't really like that album compared to their previous releases, which I think I mentioned this in a previous plan with me. But anyways, I also marked in my phone bill, which I technically just pay my dad for my phone bill because I'm on his account, because it's like a whole thing with the like the phone company that like the more products you have on one account, they give you like a discount. So that's why my phone is on my dad's account. But I do pay him for it anyways. And then I marked in my driving lesson, which I don't know, my driving lessons have been like a whole thing. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of like over it at this point because I feel like it's taken me way too long. But that's a whole other thing. I think it's just because my parents made me do manual, and I feel like a lot of people I know learnt in automatic, so it's like faster to learn it in automatic because you don't have to deal with like learning how to use the clutch and like all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, but I'm hoping to do my next like computer test at the end of March or like beginning of April, which is called the hazard perception test. It's all about like your reaction time. So like it'll have like a video, like it's like a kind of like a game, and it'll have like different scenarios. So like a pedestrian steps onto the road, and it's like how fast do you brake and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you have to do that first, and then finish your hours, and then you have like the actual practical driving test, which I don't think I'll do until like the end of the year. But yeah, my driving lessons, I don't know. I've like they're fun, but at the same time they're kind of a chore, and I don't know. But anyways, I also went to the podiatrist this month to get my toenails trimmed and also to get my like dead skin off my feet because summer you wear sandals and stuff and your feet get all dry and disgusting. But yeah, it was still really nice to go and get that done. I also received some Happy Mail this month, so I got some face masks from Dangerfield because we did have like a mask mandate for 2 weeks, 1 week of the lockdown and then the week after. So I wanted to get some like reusable masks, which is good to have them anyway because in the case that I can eventually travel somewhere, I probably will have to wear my mask, like to the airport, on the plane, that kind of thing. So yeah, and then again, just marking in more bill dues. So like I have like a charity donation, and I also have my Viki subscription. And then I marked in some more K-pop releases. So 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚡 had her full album release, which was actually pretty good. I didn't like every song because it was a full album. It was like 20-ish songs or something like that. But I did like a good, 6 or 7 songs out of the album. And then NCT 127 had their Japanese album, this is the first time I want to buy a Japanese album because they're so expensive. Like I think this one, I saw it online and it was like $70 Australian, which, is quite expensive. But I loved every single song, so I don't know. We'll see if I end up buying it. And then again, just marking driving. And then Sunmi had a comeback towards the end of the month, which I actually really enjoyed. I don't know. I find her music kind of hit and miss. Like sometimes I like some of her songs, and then other times like some of her songs I don't really like. But this one I really liked her title track, and the video was really cool as well, like the choreo and everything. So yeah, that was very exciting. SHINee also had a comeback, which I also really didn't like their album that much. I liked a couple of songs, and their title track is so messy. I don't know, it's got this weird sound to it, but I feel like if you listen to it enough times, you'll probably end up liking it. It's just the way that it works. But yeah, it was really nice to see them have a comeback, seeing as a few of the members have returned from like military service, and then 𝚜𝚎𝚗, who's the youngest member, I don't think has to go for a couple of years. So yeah, it's good to see them have a comeback sort of all together. And then what else did I mark in? I got more Happy Mail towards the end of the month because I received my like mail forwarding from my US address, which included this kit, a couple of other monthly kits, and I think a couple of weekly kits, or I think, yeah, one weekly kit from Crest Press. And then I did also get an order from Paper Milk, which was super exciting because it was my first time ordering from Denise's shop. But I definitely want to order more because I don't know why I waited this long to order from her, but very excited about that. That was basically all the mail this month because I didn't really have a lot of stuff. Like, I didn't really order a lot of stuff in February for whatever reason. I think because I'd like spent so much money in like November, December, and a little bit of January that I just didn't want to spend much money in February. But yeah, again, just marking the rest of the lockdown on the second half. And then I marked in my doctor's appointment because I do go once a month to get my allergy desensitization because I am allergic to grass and dust mites and dust. So yes, I have been getting allergy desensitization injections for those things, which I'm almost done with that because the treatment is like a 3-year sort of treatment. So I think my last appointment is in June or July, and then I have to go and see the specialist for sort of my like discharge appointment, but very excited about that. I marked in the Made in Canada and Ultimate Planner sale, which I did place an order during the Ultimate Planner sale with Bookie Bear Cuties because she was having a really good discount. I think her discount was like 40% or something that weekend. So I did order a kit from her with the Sailor Moon art that Darcy made because my mum's birthday is actually the same day as Sailor Moon, the character. So I just thought it would be like a fun spread for her birthday week in June. Then I also marked in my dad's birthday on the 5th, which was during lockdown, so we weren't able to celebrate, although I think the lockdown technically got lifted like Friday night, but we just decided not to celebrate it till the week after. I also made a new Instagram account for like my planning pictures and all that kind of stuff because I wanted to separate it from my shop account. So that's what I did on that weekend. So that's why I have 2 accounts. I think I did go and mark that later on because I couldn't remember what day I actually did that. So I think I like flipped through my planner and add that in later. But yeah, and then on the 12th I marked in Lunar New Year using the stickers that I got from Paper Milk, which a couple of those were missing because I did add some to my weekly spread. And I think my mum also used a sticker in her planner, so that's why that sheet was looking a little empty at the top. But yeah, I used one of the little red envelope stickers and just wrote in Lunar New Year because there wasn't actually like a holiday in the kit for that. So definitely something to maybe do for future spreads. Like future years is maybe to have that included in the kits. Just a suggestion. I don't know. I just find it interesting because I know that Crest Press did like a custom Lunar New Year art. I think it was a couple of years ago. So I just find it interesting that it just wasn't in the like monthly kit. But regardless, I did find a way to add it in. And then I marked in that I watched the final To All the Boys movie, which was To All the Boys Forever and Always. Which I actually really enjoyed. I liked it more than the second movie. I saw some people say that it was kind of boring, and that they liked the second movie better. But I actually found the second movie to be boring. Like I think if I were to rank the movies, I would say the first one is the best one, and then I would say the third one, and then the second one would be like my least favorite. But you know, it's personal preference, I guess. And then I also marked in my nail appointment because I do go once a month to get my nails done if I can. Because I do get SNS. Sometimes I get like a gel polish, but my nails get quite weak and break quite easily, like they get quite flexible. So sometimes if I use gel polish, they just kind of snap a little bit, and they don't like snap nicely, they snap like right in the corner as close to the like, what is it called? I don't know. As close to the like nail bed as possible, and so it's just like the worst thing, so I have to cut all my nails like super short if that happens. So yeah, I like getting SNS because it's basically like an acrylic, but I don't know if I'm allergic to monomer or not, so I'd rather not try that. So because the acrylic is put on with like a glue, like a resin system instead of monomer, I know that I can use it because I don't have like a reaction. That's a long-winded explanation, but anyways, yes. And again, marked in driving for the week because I try to do driving twice a week, although recently I've been doing it I think once a week, because my instructor like uses his car when students need to do like tests, like their actual practical test. And I feel like a lot of people do their tests at the beginning of the year just to get it over and done with, or if they've been doing it like for the previous year, and then, you know, that kind of thing. And also because I feel like a lot of the testing places are always super booked out, so you have to book like months in advance. But yeah. And again, just marking more K-pop sort of comebacks. So Junghyun, who's a member of Monster X, released his sort of solo digital album, which was interesting. It was quite an interesting sound because he had released like I think some mixtape kind of songs previously, and like I really liked those. And then this one was kind of different. It kind of reminded me of a group called 𝚕𝚎𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗 that kind of has that sort of like emo rap kind of like sad boy thing going on. I don't really know how to explain it. If you know what I'm talking about, like leave a comment down below. But yeah, I don't know. But the visuals for the like the title song were very interesting. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, and then I marked in my Pilates membership because it was coming out on Sundays, and then now for whatever reason it comes out on Saturdays because I think the week that lockdown was on, the passes got cancelled, and then we had like an issue with our pass that it wasn't like showing up properly. But yeah, so I just marked it in because it now does come out on Saturdays. And then here I'm marking in my new Instagram account because I went and checked which day I made it, and I think I just didn't like how I wrote it, so I did fix that. And I think I was just going in and checking what else, if there was anything else that I did in the previous weeks that were sort of interesting enough to write down. But I think that was kind of the main thing, was just making my new Instagram account. So yes, also the pen that I'm using is the Uniball Signo in 0.7, I believe. So yeah. And then here I went back and put in Valentine's Day because I remembered, because I was like, wait, I haven't put in Valentine's Day, and then I remembered that it was a Sunday. So yeah, I just put that in, and I think here I was just checking that there was nothing else on that side of the page. And I just realized that it didn't actually record the last few bits of the month, but I marked in my iCloud. I also marked in reopening my Etsy and Wonho having his comeback, and then I also marked in the full moon, and that was basically it. So yeah, here is the finished spread kind of all filled out, which I really like how it turned out. I love the shades of pink and the pop of red. It's very similar to the Valentine spread that I did that was kind of like all pinks with like a pop of red. I don't know, I really like that. So yeah, I did make really good use of this kit, which I really enjoyed. And then the things that I do have left over, like these boxes and whatnot, I do pull into my notes page spread to decorate them a little bit. And then any leftover icons I do add into my reusable sticker book to use in my weekly spreads, because sometimes I need like, you know, meal icons or like a telephone or things like that. But yeah, I was really, really happy with how this spread turned out. So apologies for this kind of like wonky, janky voiceover. I don't know, I need to find a better way of like doing my monthly spreads, but I always find it really hard to talk and plan at the same time. So yeah, also I realized that I forgot to mark down a driving lesson, so that's what I'm putting in right now. But yeah, and then the laptop icon I use for reopening my Etsy is from Paper Crown Planner, and then the little music note for Wonho's comeback is from the Carpe Diem sticker book. So again, all the shops and things that I've used will be linked down below, so you can check them out. As well as links to both of my Instagrams, so my shop Instagram and my planning Instagram, and my Etsy shop as well, which, like I said, is now open, and I do offer international shipping again. So yeah, definitely check that out, and hopefully I will have more videos soon. I am a little behind in my spreads, but I'm hoping to catch up, and then I will hopefully have my March plan with me, hopefully mid-month. But yeah, that's it for this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!
But I really wanna tell you that